Hello, everyone. My name is Emine Fişek, and I teach in the Department of Western Languages and Literatures at Boğaziçi University in Istanbul. And today I will be talking a little bit about the article that I recently published in Theater Research International in the March 2022 issue, entitled Whose Crisis? Syrian Refugees and the Turkish Stage. Now, this article represents one branch of my current research focus on contemporary Turkish theater, and it goes back to a question that I began asking in 2017. Now, let's remember this was a time when the mass arrivals of displaced peoples into Europe from the general Eastern Mediterranean region had recently reached a climax, particularly as a result of the Syrian civil war. During what is now often referred to as the European migrant crisis of 2015-2016, unprecedented numbers of migrants were fleeing violence in the broader Middle East and landing in Europe, where they would soon find themselves facing a range of punitive migration policies. And at the time, theater and performance artists across Europe were responding to these developments with urgency. Performances depicting the experiences of migrants, of asylum seekers, of refugees were everywhere. Now, the same political situation was true in Turkey at the time. Since the eruption of the Syrian civil war in 2011, the arrival of refugees in Turkey had been unprecedented in the country's history. But these developments barely left a mark on the country's theater scene. In this article, I look at one exception to this general silence, that is the Istanbul-based Dostlar Theater Company's 2017 production of Göçmenleeer, a translation of Romanian French playwright Matéi Visniec's Migraaaants, a play that the playwright originally developed in the context of Europe's own migratory crisis. In this article, I ask a very simple question. How does one use the aesthetic expression of one migratory situation to address the complexity of another, essentially, right? And as these representations of migration crisis travel, what do they tell us about how discourses of crisis work, of the kind of work that they accomplish? What do we learn about crisis and how it travels? So this is the basic question that I pursue in this article, and I come away with a series of conclusions that I hope will be useful more broadly for thinking about transnational idioms of political resistance in theater practice, in theater and performance practice, to anti-immigration policies. So I'm thrilled that this article is published in Theater Research International, one of the key venues devoted to scholarship on global theater and performance today. And I look forward to receiving feedback from readers. Thank you.